Welcome. You have reached review time with Emperiol. Today's review will be P Valley Season 1, Episode 3, titled Higher Ground. Let's get into it. So, first off, let me start this review of this episode. Shout out to the women of P Valley. Woo wee! Man. Some goddesses on there, man. Woo-wee, man. Starting off with that girl Mercedes, man. I don't know if it's them that's actually up there doing those dances on the stage, but man, they get busy. Her and Keyshawn, aka Miss Mississippi, they be getting busy up there. But man, Mercedes, woo-wee. I don't know. They actually doing, that's a stunt double or whatever, but they was getting busy and doing the thizzle. But let me get that out the way. But this episode was pretty much, you got Uncle Clifford seeing Corbin. He was on his land, I guess mowing cotton or whatever, and Uncle Clifford was staying there waiting for him, basically approaching him, saying, "Hey, I heard about you, trying to do this casino thing," and he pretty much telling Uncle Clifford like, "Yeah, well, my brothers, they exhausted their trust. Now they want to sell the land so the casino will come in." But what they weren't saying to Uncle Clifford is that the casino that's coming in is basically gonna wipe his property out and X him out the game. But they making it seem like, well, because the casino be there, his dance strip joint will be like a popular, place that they can benefit from. So, but they coming in planning on changing all that up, and putting the casino, changing all the properties up. So they really want to get rid of all the neighborhood things that's going on there. So you have Uncle Clifford still trying to get Autumn to get information from Andre. And so, Andre's fond of her. They meet at the restaurant, like at a diner or whatever. And Mercedes, Keyshawn, and Gidget comes in. And, they bum rush there like one-on-one time. And then Andre gets up and leave. And then pretty much Autumn follows after him and leaves too. And they got this little rift between Autumn and Mercedes. And then one of the nights that they was doing their dances, Autumn had a little bit too much to drink. So Keyshawn earlier that night had her baby and needed somebody to, hold it. And when she asked Autumn to hold it, and when Autumn touched the baby, she had flashbacks of whatever trauma she had experienced before getting down there. So she started taking drinks to the head, and she was really like sloppy drunk. So when Mercedes and Keyshawn and Gidget and all them was all on stage getting busy, she took her drunk self up there and almost got hurt. And Mercedes kind of cleaned it up for her so it don't look sloppy in front of the guests. And then Mercedes basically like got at her like, "Yo, you don't need to be you don't mess up, our routine or whatever." So she was kind of right on that end. But it's always a rift between those two. And so I think they gonna eventually be cool. But this is just like a rivalry right now or whatever. So meanwhile, you have you see Keyshawn got a little injured at one of the practice sites. And so Diamond, which is the bodyguard of the security guard of the club, he's still taken to Keyshawn or whatever. So you can see he wants her, something personal. So nevertheless, it shows Andre and Autumn like leading up for like a picnic or wherever he was taking pictures, and they was out somewhere like a park somewhere. And he got a thing for her, she got a thing for him in a sense. So one thing led to another. They ended up at a hotel or a motel or whatever, and then they were get physical, do. And she was like, "You got a condom?" He was like, "No." And then he was like, "All right, I'm about to go grab one." So she told him like, "Yo, let me let me into your laptop so I can stay warmed up while you're away. And so him thinking whatever, he unlocks it. Meanwhile, she going in there getting all his information, and she got information about the casino called Promised Land or whatever. And so that's pretty much, you get to see where they gonna X Uncle Clifford out. And when she went through his gallery, it was a picture of her in his gallery. So when he came back thinking he could do, she wasn't there, but she left a picture that she seen her picture in the gallery. So he should have known better not to have all that stuff on there. She was going to look into it and all that. So nevertheless, she went and told Uncle Clifford what she seen and all that, gave him the information. Meanwhile, he been trying, Andre been trying to text her like, yo, try make good. And Uncle Clifford took the phone from her and pretty much texted him to tell her, Andre come in, act like he's Autumn. And so pretty much when Andre came in the club, he had a little back and forth with Andre. Andre gave him information. And so Uncle Clifford pretty much told him, like, I ain't going nowhere. And so Andre left, and then Andre called he like his goddaddy or whatever, saying I got a problem. So that was it with them. But one thing I didn't touch on the other episodes that's been brewing is that Mercedes' mom, when she been giving her mom the money that she's been putting in the church to help them get a loan, the mom has been like a loyal participant in the church, treasury person, and she can sing, and she draws the crowd, and she can preach too. And so the pastor of the church is going to travel, and somebody has to take over the church while he's gone. So she's thinking she's going to be the next person in line. Instead, he inducts somebody else to lead the church in his absence, and she feels some type way about that. And he like, yo, we thank you for your treasury, but this got to be led by pretty much a man in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So she feeling some type way. So basically, they've been using her to get their loan, which they got the loan, and using her to get her daughter's money and stuff like that. So that's going to be an issue that you're going to see coming. Also, you find out that Mercedes, one of the little girls that's on her step team, that she keep drilling and saying, showing off your body on on social media and all that, that's actually her daughter, because there's a party that the little girls are having, and Mercedes finds out when she shoots over to the crib, and she see coming in, shut the party down, and then you find out that that's Mercedes' daughter. And the daughter's dad, I guess, was raising her or whatever. He passed away and then gave custody to somebody else. And so I guess because of Mercedes' lifestyle, that she couldn't get custody of her daughter. So that's, you find out that. And then now, also, like, I think it was like episode 1, you don't really know what's Autumn history. She was involved in something terrible, but you don't know actually what she was before she went through the flood and everything in Texas. So one thing you pointed out, I think that was like last episode 2, something took place with Andre, and she pretty much was telling Andre how to, like, something about business. She was like, you should do X, Y, and Z. And she said it real quick and then kept it moving. So at the end of this episode, like, the end of, I think, the first episode or last episode, you see where she was transferring like $9,000 or something like that. And now at the end of this episode, you see her at this, like, the same Western Union place, and the lady give her like all this money stacked and say, well, you had 30 minutes until this wire was going to be expired. And then now you get to see, like, dang, what's she involved in? What's she been doing? Or what was she before all this took place? So you're going to find out really who is Autumn Night. You know what I'm saying? You're going to find out what she was actually tied in. So, you know what I mean? It was a good episode to keep you intrigued to find out what's going on. So Starz got another hit on the rise. Perfect timing. It's summertime. Ain't too much on TV. People can tune right in and pick up a new show. So salute to the cast of P-Valley and the writers. Subscribe and like to the channel. Till next time.